Renly Baratheon is dead. The Red Priestess Melisandre foresaw his death in the sacred flames. So the widowed Stannis marched south with his remaining men to lay siege to Storm's End, intending to take control of the Stormlands army from Renly and then march north to battle the Lannisters. Upon hearing the news, Renly left 60,000 infantry at Bitterbridge and rushed with his cavalry to rescue the fortress. A tense confrontation loomed, but as blood brothers, they agreed to meet before the battle to negotiate. Catelyn, still with Renly, accompanied him in hopes of mediating. She knew forging peace between the brothers was nearly impossible, but for the sake of the realm, she had to try. Stannis' banner still bore the crowned stag, but now it was surrounded by a ring of orange flames and outlined with fiery sparks. The Red Woman rode beside the king, clad in blazing red. When they met, the brothers were unyielding. Though Renly had 100,000 troops, Stannis refused to compromise. He gave Renly one night to surrender by dawn. If he complied, he could retain his seat in the small council and would even be Stannis' heir until Stannis had a son. Renly only smiled, noting that his support extended beyond the Stormlands with the full backing of the Reach. With such overwhelming strength, he couldn't see how Stannis could win. Stannis simply scoffed, declaring all would be decided by morning. Renly planned a cavalry charge at dawn. No matter what, war was unavoidable. On a dark and windy night, sleep was elusive. Stannis stood at his bedside with Davos Seaworth, the Onion Knight. 17 years ago, Davos smuggled onions and salted meat into Storm's End during a siege, saving Stannis and earning a knighthood. Yet for his smuggling, Stannis personally cut off the first joints of 4 fingers from Davos's left hand. Good deeds don't erase crimes, nor do crimes erase good deeds, Stannis had said, awarding both punishment and reward. Tonight, Stannis needed Davos to be a smuggler once again, but not of onions or meat this time. He was to deliver Melisandre. The night is dark and full of terrors. Even shadows could kill, for she was a servant of the light, a child of the red god. Only the brightest flame could cast the darkest shadows. But ancient magic protected Storm's End. No shadow could pass its walls. Magic could only be used within. That's why Stannis needed Davos to bring Melisandre inside. In the familiar darkness of Blackwater Bay, Davos piloted a black-sailed boat past Shipbreaker Bay. The last time he came, he brought onions and life. This time, he brought death. Beneath her cloak, Melisandre's eyes glowed like pale red candles. Davos reached the floodgate below Storm's End. Melisandre cast off her cloak, revealing a swollen belly as if ready to burst. A sudden glow lit up the darkness. She radiated with blinding light. She gasped, crouched down. Thick, ink-black blood gushed from her. She screamed, whether in agony or ecstasy, Davos couldn't tell. Then he saw a crowned shadow struggling free from her body. Its hands, black fingers, clutched Melisandre's bloody thighs until the full form emerged. Davos recognized the shadow. It bore the image of Stannis Baratheon. Back in Renly's tent, Catelyn made one last attempt to negotiate. Renly offered Robb the title of King in the North, so long as Robb pledged fealty to him, just as Robert and Ned did 17 years ago. Their friendship had once united the realm. Renly hoped Catelyn could convince Robb to make the Baratheons and Starks allies again. But Catelyn feared that conflict between brothers only wasted precious time and gave Tywin Lannister an advantage. She pleaded with Renly to reconsider a peace with Stannis. Renly dismissed the idea. Negotiation time is over, he said. Now is the hour of strength. Outside, soldiers prepared for battle. At dawn, Renly would strike. Suddenly, a gust blew open the tent flap. Renly's silhouette danced on the fabric wall. He raised his sword. A strange green mist cloaked in shadow emerged. The candlelight flickered. An invisible blade pierced Renly's chest. He gasped a single breath. Blood choked his throat. Beside him, Brienne of Tarth cried out in anguish like a frightened child. Renly collapsed into her arms, blood staining his green and gold armor. 2 guards rushed in, saw the blood-soaked king, and accused Brienne of murder. They attacked. Brienne had no time to explain. Driven by instinct, she fought back. She killed both guards, then fell to her knees and wept. Catelyn, realizing they were now fugitives, urged Brienne to flee. The grieving warrior gathered herself. She slashed open the tent and ran with Catelyn into the cold and dark before